The Ridges is one of the most highly sought after communities to live in the Las Vegas area. I've been living in the Ridges for the past 12 years, so I would like to share with you the top 5 things that I love most about living here, and at the end I'll be sharing with you the things that I don't like so much either. So let's dive right in. Like you, the first thing that I notice when I drive into a community is how it looks. And I could not get past how gorgeous the entrance was. The guard gate on the DI entrance is beautiful. The one on the Flamingo entrance right near Bear's Best entrance is also so gorgeous. The things that I liked most and noticed most upon entering were the large mature trees that line the streets and how the main loop of the Ridges, as it winds through the community, it has big, nice spaced islands with nice large trees, and it used to have grass, but now the entire community has replaced all of their real grass with turf because of all of the water restrictions that we're having in the Las Vegas area. But it still looks so gorgeous. It is picturesque to me to just come into the gate and drive home after a long day of work and have these great winding green streets with large trees. The Ridges also is made up of several different gated communities behind that guard gate. And each one of those entrances have different design structures in front of them that are very appealing to the eye. Some of the other things that I really love to see while driving the loop or even walking the loop is the gorgeous fairways that are intertwined from the golf course in the community. Of course, some of the properties have these as their backyard, but they do lend us some really pretty views when you're just walking and driving about. The mountain views in the Ridges are gorgeous as well. You have Red Rock Mountain right behind you. You have strip views from some areas. So it's really just a really pretty landscape to enjoy when you're living here. And of course, the residential modern architecture that is in the Ridges was very unique at the time. We're talking 12 years ago, and the Ridges was the only luxury community that offered modern architecture behind their gates. And it still is one of the only ones in the Summerlin area that is made up mostly of modern homes. Unless we're talking about the Summit, which the Summit offers modern architecture, but that's an entirely different price point. We're talking about starting homes at $10 to $15 million, whereas you can get into the Ridges in a custom home for somewhere in the high $3 millions to low $4 millions. And you can also get into the Ridges in the non-custom homes for about $2.5 million. I love the fact that the Ridges is made up of 14 individually gated communities behind its guard gates, which provides an extra layer of security and exclusivity as well. I moved to the Ridges from the Green Valley area, and the biggest draw to me from living in the Green Valley area versus in the Summerlin area was the close proximity to lots of dining and shopping that wasn't available on the other side of town. And from the Ridges, you can get to downtown Summerlin within 7 minutes, which means you're about 7 minutes from all of the local dining, nightlife, shopping. There's fitness centers, several fitness centers to choose from as well. So that was definitely something that drew me to purchasing inside the Ridges. Another thing that I really liked about living in the Ridges was the fact that it's super close to 2 of the best private high schools in the Las Vegas area, which are GORMAN High School and Faith Lutheran High School. And it's also zoned for a very highly rated elementary school and close to several private elementary schools as well. Residents in the Ridges also get to enjoy the amenities of Club RIDGES, which is the community center, and it offers group exercise classes, an entire gym where you can hire a personal trainer or work out at your leisure. There's also Pilates classes you can take. There's massage rooms in the fitness center. There are 2 swimming pools. One is a lap pool and one is a leisure pool. There's some tennis courts and also some pickleball courts that they're converting right now. I love the park that it's just adjacent to Club Ridges. It's a big park where I always see families picnicking, playing catch with their dogs. I see some kids doing soccer practice out there sometimes. It is a very big park and several families could be out there enjoying it all at the same time. Additionally to that, each individually gated community has its own park behind its gate as well. So we have lots of outdoor options here. We have walking trails that go through the entire loop of the Ridges. You can actually walk, jog, bike about 3 to 4 miles without ever even leaving the gates of the Ridges. We even have access to the trails behind the Ridges where many people go mountain biking and hiking. So as you can see, something that's very appealing to many people that move into the Ridges is all of the ability to stay active, whether it be indoor or outdoor activity. The Ridges has that kind of lifestyle. And I have noticed a lot of residents take full advantage of all of these amenities. Hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Lisa Lopez, and I was born and raised in Las Vegas. I'm a real estate consultant that specializes in luxury real estate, and I have a passion in helping families just like you achieve the American dream of home ownership. For more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's move right on to the things that I don't like so much about living in the Ridges. I'm gonna have to say the number one thing that I don't like about living here is the fact that we are zoned for a public high school that is ranked 24 out of 72 high schools in the Clark County District. I think when we're dealing with residents with the socioeconomic background of those who are able to live in the Ridges, we should be able to send our children to high schools that are ranked much higher, such as our neighboring communities that are zoned for Palo Verde High School, which is ranked 12 out of 72 high schools. It's twice as high on the chart as the one that the residents in the Ridges are zoned to send their children. So if you are interested in moving into the Ridges, I think you should really consider the fact that you will probably be shelling out private school tuition, unless your children want to go to one of the magnet schools, which is a process. So the Clark County School District offers these technical institutes or magnet schools, which enroll kids based on a lottery system. So you pick your top 3 schools, and for each school, your child gets put into the lottery. Now, if your kid does get picked for the first year, they are guaranteed a spot each consecutive year. But if you come into the Ridges thinking you're going to get a zone variance, which is something different, that would be saying you're gonna apply to a school other than the school that you're zoned for. So in applying for a zone variance, you're not guaranteed to get it, and each year you have to reapply. So your child might have to move schools mid-high school, which is usually not ideal. So that's why I say if education is a concern, you might want to consider looking into the private high schools in the area. The other thing that I really don't like about living in the Ridges, and I think they should really look into changing, is the fact that we are on a public golf course. Most luxury communities are on a golf course, but being on a public golf course is much different because anybody can be on that golf course. And if they have access to the golf course, they have access to the community, even if it's guard gated. So this has actually raised some security concerns in the Ridges. I know that some of the break-ins that have occurred in the community have occurred in those lots that are right on the access points from that public golf course. So I know that some residents have been talking about somehow changing Bears Best into a private golf course. I don't know how realistic that is, but it would make the Ridges a lot more appealing if it was private. Another thing that I've noticed when I lived on the actual golf course was that on a public golf course, I tend to see more of the golfers that will come up to your fence and look into your yard. They make comments to you when you're in your backyard. Whereas when I've been at other friends' homes on private golf courses, you don't see so much of that because the members don't behave in the same way as they would while golfing a public golf course. Would you make the Ridges your home based on the list so far? And what would you like to see in your community that isn't available in the Ridges? Let me know in the comments below. Another thing that I don't like so much about the Ridges is the fact that we have so much wildlife. It can be great, and I do love parts of it. I love watching the baby quail families in the springtime. I love to see owls in trees and all the different birds that come into the Ridges that I've never really seen while in other neighborhoods. But we also have some not so great wildlife. We have lots of scorpions. I'm allergic to scorpions, I found out, because I was actually stung by one last year. So I'm deathly afraid of those, and I do find them in my house probably about 6 times a year. So you're going to want to be sure to have a really good exterminator who can try to get rid of all of those scorpions before they actually get into your house. We do have snakes. I've seen probably 3 or 4 snakes in all 12 years that I've lived here, and they've all been on the main road of the Ridges. And we have lots of coyotes. Coyotes are very common in Las Vegas in many neighborhoods, even neighborhoods that aren't necessarily up against the mountainside. They just kind of roam into the other parts of the suburban areas. But besides the coyotes, we also have a lot of bobcats and mountain lions. I've seen them in my backyard, and those can be really cute to watch, but very dangerous as well. They have no fear of people, so they will walk right up to you, walk next to you. I advise you to stay very far away from them because a lot of times there are families, and if there's a baby involved, those mother mountain lions can be very protective. So it can become a very dangerous situation for yourself and your pets. So I saved the best for last and wanted to throw in this little bonus thing because it is one of the most frustrating things about living in the Ridges. And that is the fact that we have absolutely no cell service. So if you are one who has to be on the phone a lot, going to and from work, you have to be prepared to finish your phone calls before you leave your house or before you enter the Ridges. A lot of times in the evening when you come home around 5 or 6 o'clock, you'll find 2 or 3 cars pulled over just beyond the gate trying to finish phone calls before we lose service. And it is very frustrating. There have been several times that the residents have tried to come together to get our own cell towers behind the gates, but we can never come to an agreement for some reason. I did hear though that within the next 12 to 36 months, they should be installing new cell towers because they finally came to an agreement. But it has been one of the most frustrating things about living here, and it will continue to be until we get those towers installed. Thanks so much for sticking with me all the way till the end. And if you're thinking about moving here anytime soon, make sure to check out one or both of the videos on the screen. For more videos like this one, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified each time I drop a new video. I'll see you on the next one.